You just got wrecked.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies doing quite well. Ethereum leading the show, having a breakout as I'm making this video. Some people thought it was a Bart Simpson pattern. Well, we are continuing to the upside. You can see Ethereum pushing well above the $400 level. Big question is, will Bitcoin follow? Before we get excited, why? Well, number one, we should be looking to break the top of this resistance, hopefully, but there is a lot of resistance there. And number two, we also have Bitcoin Whales who just sent 800 Bitcoin over to Binance Exchange. That's a few $1 million if you're keeping track. So why are they sending all this money over there? Are they looking to sell? Should we be worried? We'll talk about that today. I also want to get into the fact that we've had this crazy stealth listing from Curve Token. Let's give this a refresh live. $12.79, $5 million market cap. Sounds like a good coin, right? Well, scrolling down, it has a 38.3 fully diluted valuation, which actually puts it basically up to where Ethereum is. Oh, not to mention, Tether just broke a $10 billion market cap. Are they looking to buy? Are they minting it so people can, buy more Bitcoin, or are they having these reserves because maybe they're looking to sell? We're going to get into all that today. Also, the fact that BitMEX is now implementing KYC. More reasons to just get away from these guys. If you're still trading on BitMEX, why? I have no idea why you're still trading on BitMEX when there are so many other alternatives like Bybit Exchange, Femex Exchange, PrimeXBT. They all offer a lot of bonuses. If you guys do use my links below, you are helping to support the channel, but you also do get some bonuses. Actually, PrimeXBT specifically is offering a 50% bonus. Deposit a Bitcoin, get half a Bitcoin, able to be traded in your account. Check that out, guys. Read the disclaimers. That is below. But I'm going to go into that. I want to talk about also the fact that we have the Winklevoss twins finally convincing Dave Portnoy to buy some Bitcoin, and a few other surprises as well. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Exciting times. Let's dive in. Get subscribed if you haven't, and boom, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, you can see right here, is actually having a little bit of resistance. Now, we're sitting right on the heart line at the center of, it could be looked at as an ascending wedge potentially, or if you take it right here at the top and draw it across, it could be an ascending triangle. Ascending wedges are technically bearish, ascending triangles are technically bullish. Because Bitcoin has been in an uptrend, the trend is your friend until the end. Could we have a pullback? Yes, but I don't think we're going to have a major one because we are still in an uptrend. Now, could be wrong, anything could happen. We'll get into why in just a bit, but I do imagine that we bounce around in this area. We could definitely push up on the $12,000 level again, maybe even by this weekend at some point, testing that $12,000 level. If we do break out to the upside and we follow in Ethereum's footsteps, like Ethereum having this massive breakout right now, still pushing to the upside, pushing on $435 as I'm making this video, then yes, Bitcoin could also break out to the $12,200, even $12,500 level. You can see right here, we are pushing on the resistance at the time of making this video. If we get the price may be totally different by the time you guys are watching. If we break out to this, we're definitely looking at a potential target of the $12,200 level. If we get rejected right here, we're going to retest the bottom, which is back down around the $11,300 to $400 level. Perfectly fine. We'll continue to bounce around. No harm, no foul. Now, we have a lot of Bitcoin whales transferring a ton of Bitcoin, 9,000 Bitcoin worth $106 million alone, with a fee of just $1.16, I might add, has been transferred to multiple unknown wallets. Now, one of them has had 4,774 transactions, which makes me think that that might be an exchange wallet. But what we do have over here on CryptoQuant is basically CryptoQuant, if you don't know, they're on-chain monitoring, right? And they've basically showed a massive spike in mining pool outflows. So this means that, well, the miners are looking to sell their Bitcoin, right? That's why they mine, for profit, right? They don't just hodl forever. They need to pay their expenses. Well, it actually looks like we just had 802 Bitcoin in an aggregated flow, and they described this as an unusual amount of outflow. Now, the kind of scary part is that 800 Bitcoin came from the pool Poolin, responsible for most of this, and yeah, that is sitting on Binance right now. So the big question is, will Bitcoin actually be able to push above this level, or are they going to look to sell right now at the best price, or what's going to go? Maybe they're not going to sell at all, but usually when miners send Bitcoin to exchanges, that is probably likely what they're going to do. Now, if they were smart, I would personally wait to sell until we at least got back up to test the $12,000 level, but maybe these guys are impatient. Maybe we'll see some crazy volatility over the weekend. That is possible. Now let's talk about Curve token. So lots of people trying to jump on the bandwagon. You could see Curve got all the way up to $54, and now we're down to 13. This is why, also one of the things I said in yesterday's video, was not to FOMO into these, okay? Just because it's the hot new DeFi thing doesn't mean that you need to jump on the train. Now, does that mean that Curve is not a good project? Well, from what I'm aware of, from what I've heard, they seem to be quite legit, very hyped, okay? But at the same time, they are legit. Binance, in fact, I believe is working with them. And we could see right here that the market cap is only 6, but you can see fully diluted valuation 38.3 billion. So that's insane. Because look at the circulating supply. There's only 4.6 million out of 1.3 billion. So you need to always analyze not just the current supply, but what it will be once all the tokens come out, which makes this coin, in my opinion, do what you want. If you want to buy this token, I don't want to hear you say, oh, I missed out on a great opportunity. This token might go back to $54. I'm sure eventually at some point it will. But right now, in my opinion, it's a little bit overvalued. Just my opinion. Don't kill the messenger. Do what you want. It's your life. Now, let's talk about what happened. Well, in a stunning turn of events, Curve's Finance highly anticipated token was launched by an anonymous developer rather than its core team. As it turns out, this was the actual launch. It wasn't a scam. But Curve's actual, devs weren't expecting this to basically happen. So they did confirm it. It is legit with the help of Aragon. There's nothing malicious in the contracts. So they ended up declaring it as their official DAO launch. So that's that situation. But big news from two projects we've mentioned on this channel. So Aleph.im and DefiPie are actually announcing an ambitious partnership with each other. And DefiPie requires the best technologies available to deliver an application with an intelligently designed interface that unifies the DeFi ecosystem. And for this task, Aleph says, we have said that we're proud to announce they chose us to basically do this. Now, keep in mind, when we first mentioned these guys on the channel, okay, we had spoken about them in the Telegram group, but on the channel, we officially mentioned them at around 6 cents. And you can see currently today, they're up another 9% at 0.38 cents. In fact, they got up to a high of about 50 cents. So this was definitely one of those great projects we talked about on the channel. Like I said, guys, turn on the bell notifications. Things can be quite time sensitive with these updates, but basically by storing the data from the extended users' profiles in the distributed storage system of Aleph, the overall performance of DefiPie will improve as bandwidth is freed up. Any data stored in the Aleph.im network will be hashed and stored on chain, allowing users to request the data when needed. These storage features will allow the DefiPie app to scale and maintain high speeds, even as the user base grows. Furthermore, catching data will allow user requests to be delivered faster than apps that aren't using Aleph.im technology. So, congratulations to two projects that we've mentioned that have both done quite well on the channel. Now, let's talk about BitMEX. BitMEX is implementing mandatory KYC for all users. Now, they're doing this probably for regulatory purposes, obviously. They've been under a lot of scrutiny. Personally, I don't trade on BitMEX. I don't really trust them 100%. They have had some suspicious things in the past where they look like they potentially do trade against their customers. Now, moving in this direction, becoming regulatory compliant could potentially catapult the exchange to become a playground for hedge funds, which is all fine and dandy. But for the average, everyday user, I obviously recommend my top 3 exchanges being Bybit, FEMEX, and PrimeXBT. Bybit, I love for just Bitcoin trading. They have great volume. I can get in and out of trades super quick. FEMEX Exchange is really awesome for some of the altcoins. They have Chainlink. Chainlink has been the best thing to be traded, honestly, on FEMEX. They also have gold. And PrimeXBT offers probably one of the largest selections if you're into a lot of also, they have Bitcoin, but also like traditional stuff. You could trade commodities, you could trade stocks, all different things like that. And they offer a 50% bonus. They'll match whatever you deposit up to 2 Bitcoin. So if you deposit, $1,000, you get $500. But keep in mind, you have to actually use that to trade. You can't just deposit $1,000, take $500 and walk away. Okay? If you're interested in that, I do have tutorials. Some of them have been popping up above. Links below in the description as well. Check that out. Not recommended for beginners. Be safe. Okay? just be safe out there, guys. If you're going to trade leverage, it can get really, really crazy on those exchanges, okay? But let's end on some positive news. Keep today's video actually short for once and then move on. Now, I'm not going to play this video because I'm pretty sure it's copyrighted, but you can see right here, essentially, the Winklevoss twins had an opportunity to go talk to Dave Portnoy, and after explaining to them that Elon Musk is essentially looking to potentially find ways to mine gold off of these asteroids coming down that could hit the planet and stuff like that. So they basically convinced him that Bitcoin is the better store of value. And at the end of the day, he did in fact buy $200,000 worth of Bitcoin and $45,000 worth of Link on Gemini. So it does kind of make you wonder, was any of this little pump from Dave Portnoy buying in? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Could be. But that is essentially it for me on today's video, guys. I'm going to keep it nice and short. It's the weekend. Things are looking good. Could we have a little bit of a pullback? Sure. Watch those miners. You know, they are sending a lot of their Bitcoin over to Binance, and yeah, I mean, look at this. It looks like we're having a little bit of a pullback again from Ethereum. We got up to about 440, and we're having a little bit of a retracement. So keep your eyes on that, guys. Be safe. Don't FOMO into things like, you know, these tokens like yams and stuff like that. Be careful out there. Do your own diligence. But yeah, overall, I'm still feeling quite bullish, guys. I have no reason to not be bullish. You know, worst case scenario, we break down and we retest the 10,500 to test the previous resistance as support. That would be like the worst case scenario, you know, unless something comes out in the news and like Donald Trump bans Bitcoin or something like that. But yeah, maybe we could see a worst case scenario, 10%. Best case scenario, we break up out of the 12,000 range and continue our journey upwards. So that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this every single day. My name is K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.